Yeah, you can access this notebook in the channel link, which is present. Yeah. So let's move to something known as data structures in Python. Python. There are many data structures in Python, but major ones are list, tuple, dictionary, and then set. Okay, we will look one by one. So let's start with list. And guys, do you need any practice question sort of thing? From next class onwards, I can plan that as well. Homework questions.
Yeah, if you have, then it will be really helpful. If
Yeah,
not, anyways, we all will
sure.
proceed with whatever is available there.
Yeah,
But if you have something, you can definitely share, right? It will help us.
yeah, good. So let me just copy this.
Are you sharing your screen, Mahesh?
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I forgot. Okay. Yeah. So, just to repeat what I said, we have data structures in Python which are list, tuple, dictionary, and set. These are the four major data structures in Python. So, list, as you know, it's can we can store numbers, strings, objects, uh, and other kinds of data uh, inside an array. It's similar to array in other programming languages, but the difference is list is extensible and list is heterogeneous. And once again, pardon me for spelling mistake. Yeah. So you saw how we can uh, define a list and how we can store heterogeneous data types. Um, Along with this, you also saw how we can iterate through the list using for loop. And then, yeah, now let's see few of the list functions. First function is pop. So let me say let me first print my list one, and let's say I want to pop the last element. So let me just do that and see what does my list contain. So if I do pop, it's gonna remove the last element from my list. So now my list is having only 1, 2, 3, 4. Previously it was having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 got popped and now we have only 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, but what if it is the case that you want to pop this 3? How are you gonna do that if you want to remove the 3? So, what you're gonna do is you're gonna say uh, my list pop, and then you are gonna specify index of 3. In Python, index starts from 0, similar to other programming languages. So the index of 3 would be 0, 1, and then 2. So you are gonna say pop 2, and here you popped 3, and now you are only having list as 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here you will specify the index. Let me just take this and then redefine my list as this thing. But what if it is the case that you don't know the index and you want to pop some elements. What if you have the elements like this and you want to pop the element 100, but you don't know the index? So at that time, uh, what you can do is you can just type mylist dot remove and then you can say 100. And if you say my list one and just, yeah, this thing is not gonna return you anything. So it's of no use writing in print statement. And you are gonna see these elements. And one more thing which you have to keep in mind is if this element is not present, it is gonna throw an error. You just saw, right? It throwed me an error. So let me try removing 200, which is, yeah, let me try removing 200, which is not in the list. It throwed me an error. So X is not in the list. So you should be careful while using this method. And then what if we want to find index of a particular element? So let's say I want to find index of 101. So what I'm gonna write is print my list and then uh, index of 101. So yeah, you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Fifth index is 101 and it identified it as correctly as 101. So let's say we have this list and we are having values like 1, 2, 3, and then 3, and then 4, and again 2, and again 2, and again 1, and again 5. And you want to count how many times did my 2 occur. So what you can just type is you can just type dot count and then 2. It will return you how many times the 2 has occurred. So as you can clearly see, we have occurrence of 2 thrice. So it printed 3. And one more thing we have is 2D lists. So 2D lists are nothing but matrices. So my 2D matrix. So this is nothing but list inside a list. Let's say you have a list inside a list known as 1, 2, 3, and then you have 4, 5, and then 6. If I just print it, it's gonna print 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. And you people know array accessing array elements. So you can just access these elements similar to this. Array index of 0, it's gonna say 1. Array index of 6, it's gonna say 2, because here we have 2. Similarly in 2D array, so if I want to access the first element, I'm gonna say 0 and then 0. We are gonna get 1. And if we say 2 and then 2, we should get an error because we don't have index 2 over here. So it's gonna search, okay, uh, second array inside this array. So we have one array and then two array. So this will be 0 indexed array and this will be 1 indexed array. We are not having any 2 indexed array. So it just gave me the error list out of range. So let me just change it to 1, and then if I try running it, it went inside the first second array, which is nothing but index 1 array, and it tried fetching the second index element, which is 6. So this is how you write 2D list. Then we will see something known as slicing.
Mahesh, how we will use the count and all these functions in this 2D matrix?
If you want to do that, let me check. I haven't used it. So let me just redefine it. Let me just make it 1 and 1 dot count 1. It's saying as 0 because it didn't saw occurrence of 1 over here. It checked if this is 1, no. Then if it check is this element 1, no. But if I
No, I
say
think.
1,
Mhm.
then it will output as 1.
No, no. So if we have a list, right? Zero
Hmm.
is the list, then 1, 2, 3 is the list, 4, 1, 1 is the list. So
Hmm.
do we have any function where it will count two in first list, or let's say one in the second list of their 2D matrix?
Okay. Cool. Thanks, Pranit. It will be a homework for you. I can show you the solution over here. You can write a custom program for it. Let's say I'm writing count 1 is equal to 0, and I'm gonna iterate through my 2D matrix, and then I will say I if 1 in I, then count of 1 is this thing, and I'm gonna print it. So now you can count the number of ones inside the 2D matrix. Why is it giving me only 2? It should be so okay. Oh yeah, so I should have written it like this: I dot count of 1. So yeah, now you got it. uh, how many of you understood the logic of this program? None. Actually, we don't even need this if condition. And just so now, how many of you?
Yeah, so we are just increasing so count one is initiated with zero, and we are increasing the value by whatever the 2D matrix have how many list. With that count, we are increasing the count one variable, and it is finding I. So where are we finding the okay I dot count one?
What is this I? Tell me. What will this I be? It's a hard question.
Hmm. It's a variable.
Yeah, man, I can understand. But what will be the value of I in each iteration?
So the list, each list, maybe each list 1 to 3 will be the first
Yes,
iteration, then
yes,
411 will be the second
yes,
iteration.
yes. Spot on,
Hmm.
spot on. Very good, Pranit. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Hmm.
the correct answer. Pranit gave clapping for you, Pranit. Yeah. So whatever he asked, it was whatever I asked, Pranit gave the correct answer. So in each iteration, I will take the value of each list. So in first iteration, I will be the list which is 1 to 3, and in second iteration, I will be 411 list. So in first iteration, I am gonna count how many ones are there in I, and in second iteration, I'm gonna count how many ones are there in I again. So, and I'm gonna just increment the count one by that number, and I'm printing count. Don't worry if you
Mhm.
don't understand. Uh, if you don't understand what will be the value of I, simple thing is to print I. So as you saw, as you can see, I will be 1, 2, 3, and I will be 4, 1, 1. Yeah. Iteration number 1 and iteration number 2. Yeah, and then we have a method known as learn, which gives you the number of elements present in the list, which is nothing but the length of the list. So if I just print my list 1, oh, as you can see, we have 9 elements in the list and we got the length as 9. Next, we have something known as strings. So I'm gonna say my name, define my name, Mahesh space Kumar. So this will be my name. String, I can define them in double quotes. Yeah, sorry. Uh, there, I forgot. There are few more things to discuss in list. Let me do them. Then let me get back to this. Hmm. Let's say you have one more list known as my list underscore 3. Then you have 100, 200, and then 300. And then my list underscore 4. Let's say you have 1000, 2000, and then 3000. Now, what's your task is you want to add 500 and 4000 to list 3 and 4 respectively. So how you're gonna do that is you're gonna say my list underscore 3 dot append and then just write 500 and then my list underscore 4 dot append, yeah, 4000, and I'm gonna print my list 3 and 4. As you can see, 500 got appended in the end of the list and 4000 got appended in the end of the list. But what if I say, Pranit, uh, I want to add 150 after 100. So if you want to add a element in a specific index, then what you're gonna do is my list underscore 3 dot insert and 1, you will specify index and then element name. That's it, and you are good to go. As you can see, 150 has been inserted in index 1. So this is nothing but index comma element is what you are going to provide as input to the function. Yeah. Oh, and let's say you want to add all the elements present in list 4 to list 3. So how you're gonna do that? If you want to add all the elements present in the list 4 to list 3, you will use something known as extend function. So you're gonna say my list underscore 3 dot extend my list underscore 4 and then print my list underscore 3, and here you have it added. So that's how you're gonna do. Next, we will come to the most tricky and fun part, which is list slicing. Guys, this is a complex topic, which is very tricky to understand as well. So please pay your full attention. So you know this thing, these are the elements in my list 3. So you want to fetch the elements from index 2 to index 6. So from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till this index, then what you are gonna do is you are gonna use something known as list slicing. My list underscore 3, then you will provide starting index colon what should be your end index. It should be 6, so I'm gonna give it as 7. So it is like this: start index colon end index plus 1. So similar to for loop which you saw. So it gave me the correct answer, which is 200, 300, 500, and then 1000. But what if we want only the elements 200, 500 and 2000? So at that time, what you will do is my list colon 3 and you're gonna say 2 colon 7 and then you're gonna say 2. What this is start index colon end index plus 1, and then by what index you want to increment or decrement. Increment index value. So what it gonna do is it will start from index 2, which is nothing but here and next element is gonna will be incremented by 2, which is nothing but 1 2. So next element which is gonna be fetched is 500. Next element which is gonna be fetched is 2000. So yeah, here you go. And what if you want to access all the elements starting from index 2? It's 2. So what you're gonna do is print my list underscore 3 colon 2 colon, and you're not gonna write anything. You're just gonna run the program and you will get all the elements till the end. And what if you need to access all the elements till index 6? So this will be underscore 3 colon. You're not gonna specify start index. Now guys, tell me what I should write till index 6.
7.
Yes, correct answer 7. You're gonna get all elements till index 6. Now in Python, indexing happens in one more strange way. Let me show you. Print my list underscore 3. I can give negative index as well. This will fetch me the last element. So if you specify -1, it's gonna fetch you last element. If you specify -2, it's gonna fetch you last but second element. If you specify -3, you're gonna get last but third element, and so on. So in Python, negative index are allowed. So I can write print underscore 3, and I can write -3. Guys, any guess which element I'm gonna get? Prashant, Om, Pranit.
2000.
Yes, correct answer. Now, if you want to reverse the list, let's say my list underscore 3, and if you want to reverse this list, then in Python, you can do it very easily using this thing known as colon colon and then -1. So you will get the reverse list.
So will it update as well?
Huh?
Will it update the my list 3 in reverse order?
No. It will not update.
So
It will return you the updated list, but it will not update the original list. Original list will remain intact.
so I mean, if we have to reverse the whole list and update the my list 3, so
Hmm.
we cannot use this
You
in
can
that
use
case.
this. Let me show you example. My list 3 is equal to this. And if you say print my list 3, then you are good to go. It got reverse, right? You
Hmm.
can use
Hmm.
the variable assignment to do the trick. Okay, that's it for today. In next class, I'm gonna talk about list comprehension, strings, tuples, and then set. And I will also briefly talk about other topics as well in Python which are necessary, and we'll try to cover it up. I'm not gonna talk oops. Uh, it will not be necessary in order to learn data science. But if you want, I can just cover it up briefly. But yeah, it's not that necessary uh, to know oops. You should know oops. I'm not discouraging it, but you can learn it from online resources. There are so many lectures available. I can suggest you few if you need. Yeah, that's it for today. Oh, okay. Thank you, Prashant. Okay.
Okay, Mahesh. Thank you.